Okay, so, well, we just got done with week 11, and, I think we're getting to a point where we're starting to understand a little bit where teams fall in the power rankings and stuff like that, and who's got the best chance to win it all, and who's just blowing ass consistently. And so, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Drake Maye is good at football. I mean, when the New York Jets are involved in a professional football game, you already know the outcome, but damn, Justin Fields is ass, and good enough to be benched for Tyrod Taylor at the fossilized age of 68 or something like that. And again, with quarterbacks like Justin Fields, though, and like Dylan Gabriel, who have fucking zero help around them whatsoever, I can only give them so much shit, but he actually has shown zero development as a passer in any way this year, while Drake Maye has. So, yeah, you get the point. The Patriots aren't slowing down at any point now, and Drake Maye, he's a being of pure hope and pleasure to many. I mean, if you haven't checked out his wife's TikTok, I highly recommend. That's all I can say. Anyways, yeah. Maye right now is first in passing yards, second in passing touchdowns, second in completion percentage, top 5 in passer rating for funsies, and would be the #1 QB in success rate if there wasn't drops. And this game was never in question. It ended in the third quarter. So, yeah, the Patriots basically have the division, and if they keep this up, then Buffalo's pretty much going to have to play 3 road playoff games for a chance at the Super Bowl. And the Patriots, man, they're for real. They are for real. If you sat across from me, feet away from my face, and looked me dead in the eyes and said, I set an alarm at 6 a.m. to watch Commanders vs. Dolphins, I don't care if you're Mr. Rogers' aged sperm, I would have less respect for you as a human being for that, but I have a confession to make. I watched the third quarter and on live. I know, crucify me, but yeah. I literally woke up, turned my phone on to watch the game, and a minute after waking up, I'm promptly greeted by Jonathan Vilma, softly discussing Mike McDaniels' drinking problem, so possibly the most ideal start to a Sunday morning. Thanks for that, man. So that was great, and yeah, this game had no stakes whatsoever. But I will say, it was kind of fun to watch bad teams, just see who can be more bad, because Miami somehow has, like, delusional playoff hopes to some extent, and the Commanders, though, are wiser. They had the greater vision in mind. Despite Miami failing 2 4th goals, Matt Gay came up huge with a missed field goal again, and Mariota threw a pick instantly in overtime, and Jack Jones decided to repost his pick like 8 times and was like, the Raiders should have never cut me. Like, brother, you are a bottom 10 cover corner in football. What are we talking about? Actually, you're right, man. We could use you for the tank, but holy hell, this game literally didn't matter at all. That's it, I can't fucking take it anymore. I've done like fucking 6 Falcon rants this year. I thought the Arthur Smith era was the peak of my fucking abusive relationship with this team, but it gets worse. It gets worse. They fell through bedrock and have landed in purgatory. Fuck you, Atlanta. Fuck you for wasting all this talent. Again! Bijan had 2 touchdowns, London had 100 yards at halftime, and you played a Panthers team who just got embarrassed by the worst football team in the league last week, and with Rico Dowdle injured, and not the same player he's been, you still lose. I don't get how you rationalize keeping anyone on this coaching staff outside of Ulbrich, who allowed Bryce to go for 300 yards in the first half, and game total was 450, an efficient 450 too. That is 5 straight losses. The penis got hurt and is probably out for the year. The tank is on. Your $800 million backup can't throw a fucking slant, and for what reason I don't know, but I tuned into the Raheem Morris presser. Yeah, I decided to do that to myself, and I shit you not. The first words from this human embodiment of the concept of failure are, shucks, we really made some things tough on ourselves out there, huh? Like, he has no answers for any questions. Nothing. He's just dodging everything. And he's like, we gotta find a way, man. That's all we need to do going forward. Bro, there is no way. It's week 12 and you still haven't found a way. It's a fucking disgrace at every level. Just, I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it.
Holy Jesus.
You know, given that the horse was prepared for battle, the Packers were lucky to escape. Jameis time has finally arrived. Now, sadly, they did put a cap on him in this one. They said, Jameis, please God, do not air it out 64 times today. Just don't. And, you know, he didn't. And the Packers again, played down to competition, dropped more than like 7 passes, but luckily, they did play the New York Football Giants. I'm tired of giving this team chances. I'll say it again. Great teams blow out bad teams. The Lions, the Chiefs, I think, hell, even the fucking Niners blew out the Giants, but they have all had statement wins. Turn off the TV blowout wins. And the Packers just haven't had any. And they've had so many chances to. But in the very end, Jordan Love, who played a phenomenal game, honestly, even though his receivers couldn't catch anything, ended up coming through at the end. They won because, well, the stars stepped up. Micah had a huge sack, and Love dropped dimes to Savion Williams, and Christian Watson had a wild catch to call game. And this wasn't ideal, but damn it, a road win versus a team off of firing their head coach isn't the end of the world, basically. But again, the Packers are sustaining blows. It seems like Jacobs, who got injured, is going to be okay, but Tucker Kraft is still gone for the year, and I don't know, man. I'm just not sold in the Packers as a Super Bowl contender. But again, who fucking knows this year? Anything can still happen.
To get turkeys off the menu.
Well, this was a really fun first half. It really was. And I was prepared to put all my attention to this one in the second half and turn my stupid monkey brain off and just enjoy some great teams throwing constant punches. Instead, well, to be honest, there's only so much you can do when Josh Allen just decides to pull it out in front of you. You lost privileges to that clip, Lamar. But anyways, man, Josh Allen was amazing out there. 300 yards, 104 passer rating, and 6 total touchdowns? What? He was dominant and unguardable in this game. Besides the worst throw I've ever seen in years. But hey, they fucking won, all right? The defense for Buffalo is still a massive issue, and I think is going to cost them in January. But the way Buffalo pulled away in the second half was impressive. And as I keep fucking saying, with the NFL wide open, who knows, man? Maybe they can pull off some miracle. But all I'm really trying to say is that Buffalo versus New England game in January in Gillette is going to hit. And also, you know, I respect Josh Allen for trying to copy the stash. Like, I get it. Trust me, I do, but, you know, it's getting a little sad, don't you think? He can't compare. Well, I feel like whenever I come into a game with a bias to try to focus on certain players, I am just wildly disappointed. I was so ready to give all the flowers I could to Caleb Williams and JJ McCarthy. First, though, let's start with Caleb in this one, okay? Starting off the game with 3 3-and-outs was, terrible, but eventually the Bears finally got some field goals and just were never able to shake this Vikings defense completely. Caleb had his 2nd lowest passer rating of the year, but like, yeah, this is what happens when you play against a defense with the #1 blitzing percentage and you're a quarterback who holds onto the ball at a historic rate. But anyways, I dunk on Caleb and the Bears offense more, but I'll give them a pass and say Minnesota's defense just played well and played into their weaknesses. However, JJ McCarthy was fucking awful out there. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to give up on him as a prospect like most Vikings fans are saying now. It's still like the first half of his entire career in his first year, but it is hard to defend him right now. It just is. The game began with him missing Addison and Jefferson back-to-back. More picks came after that, more overthrows, and he just looked inexperienced and in over his head. I get it, he's a good dude or whatever, but man, I don't know. At the very least, the guy has a long way to go to even get to Carson Wentz level. 2025 Carson Wentz level, but still. The Bears, almost for a fucking moment, reverted back to true form. A kick return led to a Jordan Addison score, and holy shit, Chicago might blow it.
Oh, big room! Duvernay, look at this! Santos puts it up, and it is good! The comeback kid, Chicago Bears, do it again!
You know, it's hard to find a place in my heart to fuel a rant when the only feeling I get from this game is just comedy. I mean, the Jags just ran all over them, and the Chargers are gonna get Justin Herbert fucking killed. But I can't even blame the front office, which a lot of people are, because, like, they tried. They really tried. Their offensive line was great on paper coming into the year, but the football gods just said absolutely not. No, you shall suffer more. But I really thought they'd win this game easily, to be honest with you. The logic was there, I think. They'd be a bit more motivated, right? To go out there and avenge the incident from the wild card a few years back. But I've never seen a team with less fire than the Chargers on Sunday. I mean, everything went wrong. I'd bet $8 Herbert's in an ice bath right now, getting some intimate time with his offensive line, because they need to fucking fix their shit. At least Trevor Penning's debut went well, though, because he had 2 penalties, 1 sack, allowed 3 pressures, and this was all before being benched in the 3rd quarter for this garbage-ass fuck. So it's just like, I don't know, man. I was watching the game and I was like, wait, how the fuck are the Chargers 7-3? This team is... There's no way they're better than the Chiefs. There's no way they're better than the Broncos, but we'll see. We'll see once they start playing some real healthy teams when they're not healthy. I still think maybe Hampton comes back and things could change a bit, but I don't know. Their bye is coming at a good time, I'll say that. Did this game happen? Maybe? I don't know, bro. I'll say it again, but the 2025 Tennessee Titans might be the worst team I've ever seen. That's all I can say. Never forget that it took an all-time collapse with some of the most confusing, weirdest plays in NFL history all to go their way in a sequence to beat the Arizona Cardinals. Houston did not play well in this game. They actually just played terrible, but that is enough to beat the Titans, and at this point they're just waiting for CJ Stroud to come back and maybe the offense will magically get good play calling. It won't, but, you know, just keep gaslighting yourselves into believing that you can do something in the playoffs, and maybe you'll believe it. Well, I thought this was surely going to be another Bengals-Steelers shootout. The last game was fun, so I was hyped for this one, but instead, we got an injury bowl. After 2 touchdowns back and forth, it got a little slow. Flacco was already banged up before this game, and Rodgers and Jaylen Warren both got hurt as well. And the Steelers just slowly coasted to a win. It's just over for Cincinnati. I don't know what else to say. This team is just bad. And as usual, they are just getting shredded on defense. This team is giving up 30 a game. I don't understand, man. I don't get how you just continue with this franchise, not realizing the issues. And for the Steelers, I don't know, bro. They're just gonna go fucking 9-8 and lose in round 1, as usual. Great times for all.
Sam, how do you feel after throwing 4 interceptions and losing tonight?
I am ass.
Well, here it was. The game of the week. The game that every single person in the NFL was looking forward to because it would tell us so much about the NFL landscape. Not only which team is probably the best in the NFC West, but which team might even be the best in the NFC, if not the NFL. And right away, the Rams offense came out firing, and it looked like Sam Darnold was just gonna piss away this entire game. He had 2 early picks, was underthrowing everyone, just looked rattled out there, and it seems like everything's true. The last 2 games of Sam Darnold versus the Rams include 5 total picks, this game with 4 total, and he was sacked 9 times in the playoff game too, so he's rattled out there versus the Rams. He really is. And the Rams defense did look better, well, infinitely better than they did last week, so they decided to play. That's good, but I don't know what else to say, man. The Rams offense was stifled by the Seahawks defense. It was really, really an amazing performance by Seattle's defense. But Sam Darnold just was not fucking there today. I don't know what happened, bro. I mean, from one perspective, this isn't even that bad for Seahawks fans because you could argue that Sam Darnold can't possibly play worse and you almost beat what is considered to be a top 2 team in the league now. But also, what if he does play worse? I mean, I don't know what else to say, dude. I feel like I was right before the season. I get that Sam Darnold is good. He's a really good regular season quarterback, but no matter what, he's just always going to have a ceiling on this team. It's just always going to be there. So, yeah, it's just a shame. But even the Seahawks probably would have won if the Rams didn't exactly get a perfect punt down to the 1-yard line and have them miss a field goal. So, again, like, good win for the Rams. This is big for the division, but it's also not encouraging. The offense was completely shut down for most of the game. Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams did almost nothing, so they really put a dent in Stafford's MVP case too, which hurts me. But yeah, Rams still won at the end of the day, and these are going to be 2 of the best teams in the NFC. We know that now for sure. Speaking of the NFC West, yeah, the Niners got Brock Purdy back this week, so that was good, but the game also just literally ended from the fucking first opening kickoff. I don't know what else to say, dude. We can't take away anything from this one. The Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL, not named the Titans, Raiders, or... yeah, actually, that's just it.
Wearing Chiefs red and gold, set to take the snap.
Well, this was a must-win game for the Chiefs, which is something that they are not really familiar with. Can they lock in when needed? And apparently the fuck not. I don't know, man. The Denver Broncos are just the weirdest team ever. Again, the offense was inconsistent and slow. It's like this team either doesn't get to 20 or scores 45. There's no in between. But really, this entire game can be summed up by the Chiefs offense was not able to overcome the Broncos defense. This defense has just been mauling absolutely everyone, and if they're gonna go far in the playoffs, it's gonna be because of this defense. If the defense has a bad game, they will lose. But again, the Chiefs fought back, but it wasn't enough. A missed extra point absolutely killed them, and the offense was just never able to put it together when they needed to. Again, how much of this is on Mahomes, how much of this is on play calling, we don't know. But at this point, Chiefs fans seem just absolutely disheartened for the first time since like 2015. It's crazy. They're like, it's over. We just tank. I still think this Chiefs team is good. I still think they will make the playoffs, and in the wild card, nobody is going to want to face them at all. Like, Colts Chiefs in the wild card, man, it'd be tough to have my money on the Chiefs, but I might. We'll see, though. I still think they're good, and the Broncos just continue to dominate, and they're going for that 1 seed in the AFC. I don't understand the Browns, bro. I really don't. This game, for the entirety of it, felt like the Ravens were up by 30, even though they were down by like 6 points for the whole game. It's just, again, like I said earlier in the Patriots segment, I don't want to be too mean to Dylan Gabriel. He's not going to be a star, but he's fine. And in this one, he got injured, and we finally got to see Sheduer Sanders, who, according to Kevin Stefanski, has never taken a single first-team rep all fucking year, including the training camp. Take notes, Patriots, okay? Fuck you with what you did with Drake Maye. This is how you develop a damn quarterback. And yeah, promptly he went out there and looked like a quarterback who'd never played in the NFL and has never taken a first-team rep once. So he was bad out there. He really was. But eventually the Ravens were able to get things going. It's just a fucking shame. They continually are going to waste Myles Garrett in this Browns defense. But the Ravens won and are now 500 and looking to improve. Fucking great. And welcome back to another boring Sunday Night Football game, is what I would say if I didn't enjoy a nice defensive slugfest, because that's what this was. Now, when the Lions play football, you don't really come to expect that, but damn it, man, this Eagles defense is just amazing. Hey, they're really hitting their stride again, which is crazy because, like, last year they did hit their stride, it took them some time, and the same thing is happening again, so that's good for them, but yeah, they just completely clamped the Lions' offense. They were 0 for 5 on 4th down, and they just had no answer for anything. They never could break free. Even on their touchdown drive, it was kind of like a fluky play, dare I say, but yeah, the Eagles' offense just continually is so painful to watch. So fucking painful, but it is enough to win games, so I'll just shut my ass up at this point, okay? Because anytime I open my mouth about Kevin Patullo, people just say it doesn't fucking matter, they keep winning. So you know what? I'll drink the Kool-Aid too. Why not, huh? I'm #1 Kevin Patullo fan now. They're winning games, so who cares? Everything's fine. Everything is fine.
I'm really thinking about buying a noose on the way home.
You know, I really just don't have to talk about this game, to be honest with you. It's my video, right? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna stop me from doing this? Huh? Yeah, fuck you. I'm not talking about this game. Except I actually kind of want to, because at the same time, I'm sort of happy that we lost. I mean, this is a huge loss to stay in the Tank Bowl. And next week, I can't wait for Sheduer Sanders to look like the next coming of fucking Tom Brady, and Myles Garrett's gonna have 15 sacks. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm excited. But before we go, you know what time it is. It's time for the TubFrog Discord Awards, where I turn to you, the people, to see what you thought were the best and worst plays and players from Week 11. And without further ado, let's begin, because I asked what you thought the best play was from Week 11, and it went to big-ass Darnell Washington just tossing motherfuckers all over the place. It's just such a fun play to watch. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And then I asked what you thought the worst play was from Week 11, and this one had a lot of options, but it went to the Lions failing on 4th down 5 separate times, which makes sense. However, I'm actually shocked Josh Allen's interception didn't take this one. I mean, that was fucking atrocious. But then I asked what you thought the best game was from Week 11, and this undoubtedly went to Bucks versus Bills, which is fair, I guess, but still, I don't know, man. That Falcons game was a lot of fun. And then I asked what the worst game was from Week 11, and it went to Eagles versus Lions, which we're throwing in as an additional, question just to see what you think about it. And yeah, versus the hype that it was supposed to have. Makes sense. And then I asked what the best team was from Week 11, and it ended up going to the Carolina Panthers, who just somehow continue to win. Like, seriously, Dave Canales needs to be Coach of the Year. This dude is doing some magical shit. And then I asked who the worst team was from Week 11, and this one wasn't close. It went to the Chargers, who got absolutely fucking annihilated. by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then I asked who the best player was from Week 11, and this went to Bryce Young. I mean, just the comeback from him is insane in this individual week. And look at all the other players on this list. Just a bunch of random-ass dudes. And then I asked who the worst player was from Week 11, too. And this one went to Sam Darnold. I mean, this was about to be the most obvious poll of all time. And then we're going to throw in a little spicy question here. What is the best Pokemon generation? And as a very, very avid Pokemon fan, of course, still never played a Pokemon game before, but it ended up going to Gen 3. I fucking hate Gen 3 competitive Pokemon on Showdown, but that's besides the point. Anyways, if you like this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one. And if you like this video, then watch this video I did a few weeks back on Dan Marino's time in Miami. It's pretty good, trust me. And thanks to all my Patrons for pledging tiers. Truly does mean a lot. A Cardinals preview for that documentary is going to be up on the channel, or up on the Patreon, excuse me, soon. But anyways, till next time.